So today we're continuing our base to fossil cube, and we're starting out this episode by going to our LGS and hunting through the binders, looking through the case to see if we can find anything good to pick up. Because, you know, we've gotten the psychic stuff done. We'll show you guys a little bit of that a little bit later. We're going to be, in today's episode, we're going to show off the water stuff, but we're going to see what other kind of goodies that we can find, because we are going to be going through all the different colors, of course, for the cube itself. So here's one of the binders. This is, of course, this sort of like the, I want to say this is like the dollar binder or $2 binder or something like that. Our shop is really awesome because they've got the case for like higher end Pokemon stuff, but they also have these binders where, as you can see, some of the vintage stuff's in here, which is the stuff that I care the most about. And we'll show you guys a little bit about what we picked up, which is the Victory Bell, Raichu, Jolteon, promo Pikachu, Hitmonlee, secondary Jolteon, and then the promo Electabuzz to start us off here. So really happy with how that worked out. Okay, so episode 2, let's figure out what we're going to do with our water Pokemon in this base fossil cube. Now, we did all of our psychic stuff in our first episode. We got up to 32 Pokemon in that, so if you haven't seen that episode, you can see the link up in the corner. Click on that, but we're going with the Alakazam, Gengar, Mewtwo, Mr. Mines, that sort of. So we're going to see if we can get to 32 with our water and how we're going to do it, like what our evolutionary lines are going to look like for it. So again, we're going to go through all the different colors for it, but we're going to start by setting out all of our stuff in piles just to help sort as we go through it. This sort of helps my brain. And you might look at it and go, that's not a base to fossil Blastoise. Okay, I've got one base set Blastoise that I have set aside, and this does the exact same thing, right? It still does the Rain Dance deck. You know, I picked them up for a pretty decent price a while ago, and you know, I want to have the Rain Dance deck in the cube, so it'll work, right? As long as it still does the same thing, it'll count. So I'm debating about Krabby in the cube. We'll see if we want to do Krabby and Kingler line or not, but let's try to sort through Singletons on the bottom, the evolution lines at the top. Like, here's our 3 evolution line. Maybe I'll do Horsey Seadra in it. I don't know. We'll see. We've got lots of options and a lot of ways that we can kind of go through with it, like Psyduck, Golduck. And then, of course, yeah, we've got Magikarp and Gyarados lines that we can be able to go. So just got to start sorting through our evolution. It's going to be a little different than the Psychic that had a lot more of the Singletons with the Mewtwo's and stuff like that. So, all right, we know for sure we're going to include the Blastoise, for sure. That's easy because we want to have a 3 evolution line for each of the colors. Should we just do 4-4-4? Is that the way to go about it? Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Let's start setting through it. I know we don't want to have more than 4, but I feel like we were doing that like 4-3-2, but maybe we're just going to do 4-4-4 across the board and see what that looks like. Let's start with that at least. All right, 4 Squirtle, 4 Wartortle, 4 Blastoise. Maybe. I mean, what do we do for the other ones? We did, I don't know. We did 4-4-3. So maybe we'll shave down and only have 3 Blastoise and 3 of the final stage. We'll do some tweaking. This is all, of course, the first draft for it. So we do want to have the 4 Magikarp and the 2 Gyarados. I like 4 base and 2 of the next stage, because if you are running it like you draft and one person is also going for it, you can have one person going one Gyarados, the other person going the other Gyarados, or you might get lucky and you get all of it, right? That would be awesome. But, but I like that flexibility of being able to, somebody sees a Gyarados early and they go, oh, I'll pick that up. And then somebody else sees it in their pack and they pick it up. There's enough of an option for them to find, hopefully, 2 Magikarp in there. But, I like this idea of having the big evolution line with like the Blastoise, Wartortle, Squirtle. We're definitely going to include the legendary birds. We're definitely going to include some Lapras. You can see the pringliness. We had the anti-pringling video. We talked about it before, but if you have not seen it, again, check the little links to kind of be able to unpringlify them. So, all right, where are we at with doing pretty good? 23 right now. So we do 9 more. I don't know. I like the Golduck line because, you know, having the psychic and water is cool. Like, it lets you splash, essentially, going, oh, this is very easy to go into a psychic water deck based off of the Golduck Psyduck stuff, right? Like, needing the psychic energy for it is sweet. So that's like another 4-2. So Golduck, Gyarados are our first evolutionary line. We like that. I don't know about those. All right, where's our count now? Okay, not bad actually overall. This is a good start, but I still feel like we need a little bit more. Right? We're like we have a good number of just sort of like clear base stuff, the Lapras. You know, we also have the option of adding in a Poliwrath line and going for another 3 evolution, but I don't know if I want to muddy up too much of the water stuff with that. Like, I might want to just do Seadra. Okay, so Seadra, it's got Water Gun. With more water energy attached to it, the more damage it can do, which is nice. So it can do up to 40 damage. If you have 4 water energy, you can do 40 damage instead of 20. Right? So, yeah, that's pretty good. Or you have the agility, which prevents all effects from attack damage. Like, you know, the sort of evasiveness that exists is really fun and really cool. Just like how Horsey's got Smokescreen, Tack does nothing. Like, these ideas of sort of just like almost a protection and build up where you're like, oh, I'm building up for my big Pokemon on my bench right now and just sort of building up an energy count, and that kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility. I like the crabby stuff, like the Call to Family thing, but Seadra's cool. Like, it just is a cool Pokemon, right? I you know, maybe I am a little bit biased as being a big fan of water Pokemon. So let's see what it looks like if we add the Seadras in there. I don't dislike that now. 4, 8, 12, 16, 24... 35 now? That's not bad. They don't have to be even with our Psychic. I think our Psychic was, what, at like 32? So, I mean, this isn't... I mean, we could shave one of our Lapras and go to like 34. Yeah, maybe that's the route, and do one less Lapras and see how that goes. I don't know. All right, you know what? Let's try it. Let's do the 3 Lapras. We'll do 35 for blue. I feel pretty good about the way blue's shaping up now. We have our main evolution line with Blastoise. This is also the test, right? The test of how does it flow, how does it work if we do the 4 Blastoise. Is that too much? Should we shrink it to 3? Should we only do 2 Lapras? But this was like the first start of it. So, you know, I feel like in the 30s is a good count. So I like the way that our water Pokemon have started. I like the way that our psychic Pokemon have been going. But I hope you guys have been enjoying these videos so far. This is going to be it for our water of course, adventures that we've done, but there will be more cube actions on the Saturdays and more Pokemon as well as magic stuff. So make sure you guys are subscribing, following along. But that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks so much for tuning and watching, y'all, and I'll see you all next game.